You're watching a CBG TV content provider broadcast.
The opinions expressed during this show are those of the individual participants and do not necessarily reflect the opinions of their associated organizations or CBGTV.com. The medical and health information shared does not constitute a physician-patient relationship. It is provided for general informational and educational purposes only and is not a substitute for professional care.
What? Did I do that? I think it's the mouse by mistake.
You're gonna get so high because we're pot smoking. I said we're getting high because we're pot smoking. We're gonna get so high because we're pot smoking. That's right, we're getting high because we're pot smoking. Good morning, sunshine. How you feeling?
WTHC. I thought I was echoing. Good morning, everybody.
Hey, Spider-Man!
Yeah, today's Halloween, and I'm dressed up as Spider-Man.
Nice.
Where's your costume, young man?
Oh, I didn't have one.
You didn't think to get dressed up today,
No.
huh? On Halloween?
I don't remember the last time I dressed up for Halloween. It's got to be 25 years ago or something.
Oh, my goodness.
Oh,
now
God.
I feel like a fool. The only one dressed up here.
Nah. You're the brains. You're the brains behind this operation. So
Tonight,
you gotta feel like the fool.
Tonight we're gonna be hanging out over with Envy on our show tonight, and we're gonna have a Halloween like extravaganza, I guess you could call it.
Nice.
Where if you have a costume up, you can come over and come up, and we're gonna hang out and probably give away a prize or two for the best costumes. Yeah, that's gonna be fun.
Nice.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome in. Good afternoon for some of us. Thank you so much for being here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Do I sound loud enough? Does everything sound okay microphone-wise today? Because earlier today, they were saying I was having issues.
Oh, sound fine to me.
All right. We are officially on CBG TV, DoktorHigh.
We are. I just checked. And it is running. So
it's running. The thing I didn't think about was that we started a minute early. Don't tell Al.
Well, you know, the interesting thing is when we were running the test yesterday, it takes just a little bit of time. There's a slight delay in the broadcast over there by, let's say, a minute. You know, so it worked out kind of perfect because when I just checked it now, we were about a minute back. We were towards the end of our intro, and on CBGTV.com, we were just at the beginning of the countdown. So I think it's kind of perfect.
I'm a professional. You know? I didn't even know.
So let's say good morning or good afternoon, whatever time it is, and wherever you reside, to all our new people on CBGTV. It's so exciting to be here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're looking forward to it.
I came in disguise today. Normally I don't look this way, but it's Halloween, so I figured I would celebrate.
Yeah.
And be here on Halloween.
I do see a bit of a challenge for you, though.
Yeah, I can't smoke.
You got no slit to smoke through.
I got two little nose holes if you look closely.
Oh.
So I put it there and I just snort it.
I heard that can burn.
Oh, it does. It burns like a son of a gun, but I'll be all right.
Oh.
You gotta do what you gotta do for the family out there.
That's
Happy
it.
Halloween to everybody out there. Yes, thank you so much for being here.
I can see everybody in the in the comment section has their costumes on today, so we're good to
Dab
go.
30, how are you? Welcome. I didn't put my Spidey gloves on because I was feeling like I wanted to be able to hold my doobie.
Priorities, hippie.
Yeah, priorities.
Priorities.
Right?
You gotta hold on to that doobie.
Tomorrow is going to be a very exciting day, DoktorHigh.
Tell me all about it.
You tell me all about it.
Well, I spoke with Ken last night. Well, I didn't actually talk to him, but we texted last night. He seems to have been able to rectify the situation that caused the delay.
Okay.
And he says that he was very much looking forward to
hanging with us,
coming on. So I sent him a message just to make sure everything's good. I haven't heard back from him yet, but of course it's still quite early there.
Yeah.
But I had about an hour-long conversation with him on the phone, not last night, but the night before, and super interesting guy. Very, very interesting. Yeah, so he's going to make a very good guest. Well, I tell you, I mean, Granddaddy Purple is considered to be
the go-to,
a real medical strain, right? Like one of the preeminent medical strains out there. People go to. It's kind of the first one you should try.
That's what they say. Yeah.
If you've been diagnosed and you're looking at medical marijuana, Granddaddy Purple is a great place to start. But Ken has actually worked from that genetic and done some crossbreeding and developed some other strains that have some pretty potential therapeutic use too. So it's going to be a really, really good conversation with him. I'm looking forward to it. Plus there's so many other things he's done, yeah, very interesting guy. Going to be a good show. And then Friday, are we anticipating our...
it's all set. Dr. Harris will be here. Dr. Harris will be here on Friday. My medical prescribing doctor here in the lovely state of Pennsylvania. I even said it appropriately this time.
Yeah, it's going to be good.
Pennsylvania. But
let's say good morning to Dab 30 and Jerry W. Donnelly. How are you this morning, folks?
Good morning, guys. If you have any questions about drugs, we don't know them. But if you have questions about marijuana, we're here for you.
We may have the answers.
I'll figure it. I'll chat GBT it.
That's it. Now we're between us, we have a vast field of cannabis experience.
It's sweet that you keep telling everybody that I have some sort of knowledge.
Well,
I know how to smoke the shit.
You sure do.
I'm a professional.
That's it, eh?
Weed is all you need.
That's it.
So what are we going to do today?
I went ahead.
I thought Garrett had a guest set up. I thought we put him in charge of everything.
That's our producer he's talking about, Garrett, who's behind the scenes pulling the strings, but the hippie doesn't have strings.
No, so I'm not a marionette.
Garrett is not the puppet master, but he is the master of our technology and what keeps us running over here. So we appreciate all that he does for us. That's for sure.
I'm Batman.
You're Batman.
Yes. I'm Batman.
That's funny.
Well, I wanna talk about our adventures that we plan over here at CBG TV. What do we have planned? I mean, what's our future here? We gotta get everybody over here. So if you guys haven't went over and downloaded or went to cbgtv.com and figured out how to get there, please do so ASAP, because we want them to recognize WTHC is in the house.
Yep. That would be a wonderful start. I think we're going to have a lot of opportunities here. It'll help, it may help attract more guests to the show, which is something that, because that would be ideal. We've talked about it before, but the absolute ideal would be for us to be able to get ourselves about 3 to 4 guests a week.
Yeah.
Right. And then we run Monday to Thursday with guests.
Yep.
Try and bring somebody in for an hour a day so we can, start our show off and get into the swing of things and build it up a little bit, and then bring our guest in and then have a 30-minute cool down at the end, right, where we can talk about the experience that we've had and the things that we've learned and address maybe, because you know how tough it is, right, when we have a guest to really stay on top of the comments sometimes, because we get so engrossed in the conversation.
I hate that we can't keep track of the comments.
Yeah, and
I'm watching them, and I can't get a word in edgewise, and you and
it.
your friend are over there chit-chatting away, and I'm like, hey, hey, hi, Sherry.
Well,
hi,
think about it like this. When you get together, if you got together with somebody else who was an avid cannabis enthusiast, such as yourself, who was also an avid puppeteer, imagine how deeply engrossed you could become in your conversations.
Oh, I'm in love.
You know what I mean?
We're gonna do that Friday night over on the Envy in the Clouds. We're gonna have Badger Heart puppetry on.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, and we're gonna interview Badger Heart, our sponsor, and it's gonna be great because he's bringing
fun.
all the sexy puppets, and I'm gonna be talking sex and love and all sorts of good stuff.
Sex, love, and all the good stuff, eh?
Yeah.
Well, now you can actually perform.
I look like
the deed, right? So
yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. I got the deed. If you see in the commercials, there's a hottie that comes up in his commercial that I'm really interested in.
I have to watch the commercial and try and guess which one it is.
Oh, you don't hear me every time? I'm like, woo, 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 woo.
I only hear that when we watch Burton's commercial from you. You have me hooked 23 commercial that I see to hear you howling at.
I'm a cat caller. I mean, that's not right. I apologize. But that's not right. But yeah, I did it. Sorry.
So really, that's kind of what we're hoping on cbgtv.com. If people want to comment from that side of it, they can go through the Facebook page to access the live chat so that we can get in. But that's really what I was saying. Back to what I was saying, actually. Sorry, that distillate stuck in my throat this morning. So, you know what I mean? We run our guests for an hour during the middle of the show. And then for that 30 minutes afterwards, it gives us the opportunity to talk about, the guest, the experience. And then, of course, if we're just really deep into it and it's going fantastic, we can run it right till the end of the show. But
it gives us the opportunity to keep going if it's somebody that we are having a great time with.
That's it.
Now that if you're out of there at exactly 12:30, you're fucking shit.
Well, that could be due to their own commitments, right?
Oh yeah, okay. It could be for that too.
You know what I mean? Like, I think
we're gonna have
it's easier for people to wrap their heads around taking an hour out of their day to hang out with me and you, but
yeah, well, that's got to be tough too. I mean, just thinking about it and being like, I got to go hang out with a puppet for the next 2 hours.
Just to give you an idea, I know that you saw and shared the post I made yesterday, looking for entrepreneurs, influencers, Facebook group admins.
Dolores, hi, happy Halloween, Dolores.
Hey, Dolores, happy Halloween. Anybody who's in the cannabis community that has an event, a cause that they're attached to, specific, whether it's advocacy or a patient
nonprofit,
right? Anything like that. If you're an entrepreneur in the space and you're
an artist and you paint
manufacturer, yeah, anything.
I have a friend that uses all of her green paint.
Yeah,
is mushed down leaves from the weed.
Oh, that's interesting.
And she paints all the greens with different darknesses of the crushed up plant in water and whatever, and she smears it on and she paints all of her paintings with weed.
That's interesting.
Yeah, she's
very interesting.
Yeah.
But so I put the post up there.
Hi, Mark.
Across. How you doing, Mark?
Happy Halloween to everybody. I'm sorry DoktorHigh didn't get the memo, and now I look like a fool.
I didn't actually think about Halloween because my kids is grown now.
My kids
And when
was
I lived in the
grown
country,
too,
there
but
was
I have
no
a
kids
very
coming knocking at the
have a
door.
very childish group over there on Discord who kept begging me to get dressed. And I was like, I don't want to. I'm 52 years old.
But wouldn't undressed be a more?
That's what I was going to
You should
go. I
call-
said, I'm going to wear my birthday suit.
That's right.
And they said, no, don't do it. Don't do it.
See, Mark didn't even recognize you today, so your costume is effective.
That's because I got that like cone head shape here now. All of a sudden, feel like the guy. I feel like Dan
Conehead Spider-Man.
Yeah,
Perhaps you came from somewhere in the Andes,
I don't know.
where they have those elongated skulls on some of those.
I think that maybe if I pulled it down a little, but then my eyes are below my chin here.
Well, you do have a bit of an alien appearance to you.
No, I don't care. Call me what you want. I dressed up. That's all I know. I did my part. Happy Halloween. And I look like an angry when I close my mouth and my mask gets caught in
there. Like Scrooge McDuck. Almost like you got that beak.
I look like Red Eyes.
Yeah, that's funny.
All right. Anyway, so back to the show.
I put that post out. I took a look at the analytics this morning, the insights. And the post had a reach of, I think, about 562 impressions or something.
562,000?
Oh, yeah.
No.
Absolutely. But
damn it.
Out of all the impressions that it got across Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and then it was removed from TikTok for community guidelines.
Of course.
So, of course, it did get one like before it was removed.
Yay! And hopefully they shared it out. And they're getting it removed somewhere, and somebody else saved it and shared it out, and just in time.
But it really only got one response for somebody who may be interested in coming out. So I don't know what people. I don't understand if people are just shy and don't want.
Maybe they're afraid of me.
Yeah, but the one person who did reach out to me is going to be interesting because he's been in the cannabis world for a long time in the legacy market, and now as a journalist with High Canada Magazine, a guy named Dave McAdam.
Very
really
nice.
Yeah, quite well known from British Columbia. So he reached out. He sent me his email address, so I will be emailing him later on today to look at that. And that would be very interesting because, as you know, my friend Sarah Jane Wilson, who used to handle the social media for DoktorHigh, is also an editor with High Canada Magazine.
Whoa! So we can get behind the scenes for her.
Yeah, and they're very active in the community.
Yeah, that sounds great.
It'll be interesting. And then
Envy and I are having a young woman on tomorrow night. I don't want to misquote anything, but I know she has something to do with hemp and some other type of THC type products. I'm not sure about all the deets yet, but we might have to talk to her and then move her up to our show as well. It was a friend of Envy's that he got to come on, I think.
Yeah.
We're going to talk to her tomorrow night, I think, Wednesday. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah. Always interesting to learn more about what's going on.
Well, I figured if I learned anything, I would share it with you, and then you would be able to learn from me for once.
Yes.
Absolutely. Instead of me doing all the learning over here.
Oh, man.
Oh, man. We got to do a 420 song.
Well, commercial countdown is on. So
it is.
I think it is time for the commercials and 420 song because we got 2.5 minutes of commercials.
Yeah, I don't even know how we're going to do this. This guy's behind schedule already. And
they need to run at
I don't even see the commercials up here. He's playing around.
Yeah, they need to run it 17 minutes to the hour.
Or ponder cannabis beyond the
There
haze.
we go.
Would you like to know more about this incredible plant? Dive into DoktorHigh.com. Unlock medical wonders, master home-based crafts, and debunk myths. Do you support our mission? Shop Dr. High AI Haze on Etsy for cannabis-themed clothing, mugs, and digital downloads using original AI cannabis art. Hell, we might even have some psychedelic mushroom items there too. We also have 25 books on cannabis and specific medical conditions available at Dr. High on Amazon.com. DrHigh.com, cannabis information, education, and advocacy.
Announcing CBGTV's Bud Break book. Get your copy now. Detailed strain reviews. Every purchase supports the ongoing efforts of CBGTV.
Get it together.
Available from Amazon and at cbgtv.com or scan the QR code.
Say bye-bye to bottled water. Holistic Health Water has certified medical-grade water ionizers that make 7 types of water, including healthy alkaline. There's a 5-micron filter that lasts up to a year, and each machine lasts 25 to 30 years. Simply attach to your faucet or install under your sink. Even get a mineral spa unit for your shower. Go to ownyourwater.org to get a free ebook. Plus, pay for any machine in full and get an extra filter free. Change your water and change your life. Ownyourwater.org.
Discover the natural path to wellness at Tailored Herbs and Concentrates.
Herbs?
With a passion for holistic health, we are your trusted source for premium herbs and concentrates.
Wait a minute, do they have weed?
12:21.
Our dedicated team is here to guide you on your wellness
Still
journey.
going.
Open 7 days a week, 10 to 10, ensuring you have access to what you need when you need
Concentrates?
it most. Tailored Herbs and Concentrates is located
They're
at
pot.
2941 Highway 11, Burnt Church, New Brunswick, Canada. If you need assistance anytime,
I need assistance. I need weed.
just call 506-871-4299. Tailored Herbs and Concentrates.
Where all the potheads go.
WTHC. Don't forget to go over to Tailored Herbs and Concentrates and tell them smoke 2 joints and you're going to get a free pre-roll. That's right, a free pre-roll. Now let's get high.
Well, I'm a pot-smoking hippie.
Pot
My name's
smoking.
Muck Sticky. Some call me Mervis Thrifty. Come and get high with me. Here, kitty, kitty. I'm feeling kind of
Oh, I
frisky.
like how you just
Big
add
fat
yourself
bag
to
of
everything
weed
now,
and you
huh?
can fit me on the ticker. Twist
Jared does the dance and I won't.
my lighter, but bring it right back. This party is jumping.
Ah, there we go.
Chumbawamba get knocked down.
Yeah, you just
but
want to make me
get up
fucking
again.
jealous too.
Here, let's
Yeah.
up again. And maybe then you and me, we can get so
Not so high because I got a goddamn puppet on my hand. It's very high. 'Cause I got a puppet on my hand. It's very high. Because I got a puppet on my hand.
I said we're gonna get
Not
high
so high.
because we're pot smoking.
Actually coming down.
I said we're pot smoking.
Actually coming
Oh,
down.
you some bitches want to smell some really good shit.
Glad this suit isn't a white suit. I'd be in trouble.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
This paint on the top of my head.
I love smoking marijuana. It makes me feel fantastic, so I do it when I wanna. Y'all ain't gonna convince me weed is a bad thing, especially since you're so mad, man. And I'm cool, calm, collected, well respected, motivated, driven, wide awake and living,
Chris.
making a living with my God-given talent. Sally Fork, tally ho, onward we go. If you roll with sticky, you're gonna get so high because we're pot smoking. I said we're getting high because we're pot smoking. We're gonna get so high because we're pot smoking. That's right, we're getting high
Where's your costume down there,
because we're pot
Garrett?
smoking.
What the fuck?
Who's he getting high?
How you
On
feeling?
purpose?
All right, me too. I'm glad to be here.
Hi, Miss
Thankful
Tish.
for my time on this earth. My mom, my sis, and all the people
I
I
don't
love.
even get to smoke where the
My
damn
animal friends,
song
too.
is on because I
And
got
my
a
plant
mask
friends
on.
too. It's get high. We can break it down and roll it up. On with my life mission. No slowing up, much sticky blowing up. It's the big time. If you like fun music, you'll dig mine. I came here to help the world feel good. Hit this here, it's some real good. Would you like to party with me and my friends? What you waiting on? Light it up then. Brighten up and tighten up all the loose ends. Fire roll, fuck yeah, right on, man. We're pot smoking. You know we're pot smoking. We're gonna get so high because we're pot smoking. You know we're getting high. I said we're pot smoking.
Happy Nooner. Oh, you getting laid, Miss Tish, on purpose?
Rapper. I'm not the greatest singer, but
she's having a
golly,
nooner.
I'm a real humdinger. Said I'm not the greatest rapper.
A nooner?
Greatest singer,
Yeah, isn't that when the husband sneaks home and gives you a little at noon?
Yeah.
I think that's when the husband comes home and gives you a little at noon. It's a nooner. Miss Tish is getting laid. Miss Tish is getting laid on purpose. Good morning. Welcome. What are you doing, man? You're not paying attention.
Who?
We're back.
I'm here.
Oh, I thought you were on the phone. I thought you were on the phone laying around.
I was actually kind of excited because this morning, while you were sleeping, or maybe you weren't sleeping, but I was working in creating the new Cannabis Chronicles Facebook group.
How'd that go?
So we can create our Cannabis Chronicles community where people who may not feel comfortable
chatting over here,
can reach out and get in touch with us for any reason cannabis related
or sexual.
Well, for the hippie anyway. Not for me.
I got a new member. I got to try.
Well, that's exactly what we were looking for, our new members to the Cannabis Chronicles. I have posted in WTHC Army across all my platforms the QR code for the group. And to my surprise, I started the group only about an hour and a half ago, I suppose. Maybe 10:30 or 11 o'clock. We now have 14 members already.
Whoa!
Yeah.
Woo woo!
So we're well on our way.
We're flying high now.
Yeah.
All right.
So
it's great
news. That's good. Yeah.
So Dr. High, tell everybody out there on CBG TV world what they're gonna get from you every day here on the Cannabis Chronicles.
Well, I'm going to talk about cannabis in all of its forms. I will take any questions on the topic. We'll discuss everything from the medical potential of cannabis to the manufacture of cannabis to the industry to the...
Dr. High, I got a question.
Yeah.
Let's stop you right there because I have a question.
Okay.
Now, the other day when we were looking at Felipe's plant.
Yes.
Felipe's plant, you said if it had those little hairy things coming out by the legs, I mean, by the stems, by the branches or whatever, then it was pretty much a female.
Yeah.
All right. So we're looking good there.
Good.
Yeah.
You're not seeing any hard little balls develop underneath them, right? The same area?
What was I looking for? I'm high.
So right around this area where the hair is, a male developed like a little nodule right under the branch. So if you're not seeing any nodules and you're only seeing hairs, you're in good shape.
I'm seeing a lot of, Felipe is seeing a lot of new branch areas, like little bushes coming up along the stalk, coming up off the stalk all over the place, and it's getting a little out of hand. I'm pulling them off like crazy. Now. I've been pulling them off like crazy.
Yeah.
The little ones?
That just means that plant's happy if it's developing so quickly and so, you know what I mean?
He doesn't look happy.
What do you mean?
I don't know. He kind of looks bald. I feel like I'm pulling a lot of shit off. I'm like,
Well,
when is the buds gonna start to form? Because
when you switch to 12 and 12, and
I'm switching to 12 and 12 now.
okay, so absolute darkness. You're covering up that at night so that no light can get in at all.
At all.
Okay, perfect. So
now during the day, I open the tent up and I have the heater continue to go. The room is nice and toasty, comfortable.
Well, 75 degrees max.
Okay.
But you can get away with 73, 74, but try and keep it at around 75 degrees.
Okay.
That'll be good.
And then a little warmer, but I'm thinking.
And then as we go a little further in, like let's say 5 weeks from now, try and actually bring the temperature down to 68, 66.
That's not going to be an issue because it's fucking cold here.
Yeah, at night time. So that way the plant you'll kind of mimic what happens at this time of the year, right? You won't have the extreme highs like you would see in August, but the plant will transition nicely from 75 down to those lower temperatures because that's what happens in the autumn. So you're just trying to mimic nature. Really, that's what you're going for. So what will happen now is once you've triggered the flower, when did you actually switch the light to 12 and 12?
Not last night, the night before.
Okay. So in about 10 days. How are you, Jessica? Thanks for joining us.
Good morning, everybody. Hi, everybody. Welcome in.
In 10 or so days, you should start seeing hairs develop at the end of your branching sites.
I already see those.
Oh, on the branching sites themselves, right at the very tips?
At the tips of a lot of my branches, there's already like little bushes of hair growing. Yes.
Oh, so you're in flower.
I know it already. I think it already started prior to me switching it over to flower.
Yeah, I was going to say because usually it can take like 10 days. You know what I mean, to start see the development to switch over. Like there's a lag time there, even though technically that first week of flower doesn't really show any flowering activity.
It's just a little. The whole shitload of bunch of hairs just standing up at the very top of those leaves. Not everywhere. It's only on a few right now, but I'm hoping that the rest of them are going to all start.
They will. They will. But that's quick because as Garrett can attest, not Garrett, Chris, we saw some pictures of his plant the other day. He sent me 6 pictures now, and I think those pictures were probably somewhere around 6 weeks into flower. So he may have another 3 weeks left. So if he goes 9 weeks, then we're talking 63 days photo period, which is pretty normal. You'll see like the earliest is usually around 56 days or 8 weeks is about the earliest plants will finish their development. And then, but they can stretch, like sativas that are equatorial can stretch for 80 days. 85 days before they're finished, right? But you'll find most of what is going on now because breeders don't really want to wait that long time unless they're, unless they're really serious about a specific genetic or whatever that they want to grow out. Most people who are cultivating while all these strains are being developed were cultivating for money, right? They were cultivating to be able to sell their harvest and earn. And the quicker they could complete that grow, the faster the money came, right? So guys were really trying to get plants that would finish in 56 days, 60 days, 63 days. You know what I mean? Just to keep your turnover better. If you can do that, especially if you're in an indoor environment, you can gain like an extra harvest a year. And that can make a difference, right? If you're harvesting 50 pounds,
right,
to get that extra one cycle a year has a great deal of value. So that's what happens. So yeah, it's possible that your plant is just a genetic that goes early or something triggered it. Maybe some sort of light stress or something like that we're not aware of triggered it to go into flower. So
would heat trigger it to go into flower?
It can, and with heat you'll find what they call foxtailing, right? You'll see it in the buds, but it happens from time to time, but just that the structure of the bud's a little different. It starts making like little singular, the word escapes me, but where the seed pods would be, like the calyxes, I think they're called, which are the little, in your weed when it's fresh, you have like little sacs there, right? In the fresh bud. So in each of those little sacs would be where a seed would develop, but because we deny it the pollen, it doesn't develop there. So sometimes when you get a foxtail, you'll get just a single stack of those pods on top of each other. Instead of them being all bunched together and forming a solid bud, you'll have a solid bud, and then you'll have a couple of little offshoots that'll just be that single, you'll get that single, strand of sac. So what do we got here?
I don't know.
How you doing, Alan? Thanks for joining us.
Alan's
Does
asking.
that bring your levels down? Quick turnover. I'm never in a hurry. Well, to bring your levels would mean that you're actually harvesting the plant. Frozen.
Oh, I didn't notice. I thought you just dozed off. Are you there? Come on, let's go. We can hear you. So, Alan, we're going to pause for this moment for station identification. WTHC Radio on Live 365 and tune in. You can tune in there every day. We're there 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. How you doing over there, big guy? You coming through? We need some Narcan. Narcan for this guy. Somebody shoot him up with some Narcan. What the hell, man? This one might be the worst one ever. Oh, there goes our numbers. Down from 7,500 people watching down to 9. Oh, look who decided to show up.
Oh, there we go. Yeah,
look
crazy.
Who decided to show up. There you are, buddy. You're back.
We're back. Okay, so back to Alan's question.
Oh,
sorry about that, Alan.
I fell asleep.
So Alan wants to know if running a quick turnover brings down your levels. I would imagine he's talking about terpenes and cannabinoids. If you're by rushing, are you doing that? No, not really, because each like a plant that has a photoperiod, it's not an autoflower, has a certain number of days it requires to reach maturation, right? That's why you'll see a lot of strains on the seeds. It'll tell you, or if you look at the cultivation of a specific strain, it'll tell you how many days it is in flower. So really what you're doing is you're selecting strains that reach that maturation point quicker, right? So like a sativa, because sativas grow more in equatorial range, right? Their genetic composition was more from, growing down by the equator, where indicas were grown more at northern latitudes. So indicas will tend to have a shorter photoperiod than a sativa will, but it's all in strain selection, right? So you have to select strains that match with your intended cycles, right? So when I was working at the licensed producer,
you still have your seeds from the 80s and 90s, bro? I love it. I wish I would have kept all my damn seeds from the 80s and 90s. I'd be a millionaire. Alan said he's growing all his seeds. No names. Yeah, because there was no names for seeds back then. It was called green or brown. Green or brown. Go ahead, Dr. High. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, it's okay. No, it's just, it's just in how you select, right? How you want to run your garden. When you're running it commercially, then the motivation is to get that extra harvest a year. If you're running your garden for your own personal use, like you're a medical cultivator,
Tiger
who's
stripes
growing for
mostly,
your
he said.
own medicine, then you're really going to not be so concerned with that quick turnover the same way.
Caller, where are you calling from, caller? I've always wanted to say that. Alan, where are you calling from? Tiger stripes mostly.
How are you, Melissa? Thanks for joining us today.
Welcome,
Facebook user, hey. Tish says that she will be going to Atlanta for the Cannabis event.
Oh, he's up. What? He was where you used to live up there.
Who, Al?
Alan, yeah, Ontario.
Oh, nice.
Am I doing this? Did you do this or did I do this?
I just left there.
Why are things popping up? I'm not doing it.
No, I don't think I did.
Is that you, Garrett?
Because we have a producer behind the scenes.
Scaring the shit out of me.
So, for those who aren't familiar with Cannabis,
I thought my schlong was touching the damn mouse again.
You better be careful because I'm sure the mouse would chew holes right in that thing.
Oh, shh.
You'd have to get some mothballs to go with it.
I'm going to put mothballs in my balls. There we go.
There you go. That should be in the sack. Then it'll be safe from the critters.
Oh, absolutely, Alan. I am so jealous. I wish I had all my, like I said, man, I would have a fortune. I used to have jars and jars full of seeds that I collected, and then just one day I threw them all away. I was like, I don't need these. What the fuck am I going to do with these?
All the seeds that you got, Alan, were they just accumulated through the cannabis that you were smoking at the time? Like, I mean, I remember in high school when we used to clean our bags out in the car, we used to use like Pink Floyd, The Wall.
You know how many times I had seeds growing in my carpet on the floor?
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, in the car because of like the soda and the garbage and the compost that would grow on the passenger floor of my car. Yeah, on the passenger side.
Oh, that's
when I met Mrs. Hippie, I spent like 4 days cleaning out the front side of my car. And she was still had her feet up in the air on top of garbage on our first date. I was like, come on, baby, let's go, get in. And I was driving a Dodge Omni, the little purple ass Dodge Omni.
Jeez.
Oh man, I wish I had that car back. It was a beauty.
Yeah, it's incredible. Hey, think about the number of seeds that we found in our cannabis when we were younger that never got the opportunity to come to life, right? A friend of mine, when I was in high school, Vince, we used to sell joints at school. I mean, we had a hustle, right?
No.
Oh, yeah, we did. This was 1981, so I know I'm far beyond the statute of limitations on this, so I'll talk freely. But so we used to sell joints at school. So we used to buy an ounce of weed every day and roll that up and take it to school and sell it.
Yeah.
And we'd have to clean that up. We'd have to do the rolling. So I always went to my buddy Vince's house. He lived close by, and his parents kind of didn't bother him, right? He had his bedroom downstairs in the basement. So he was out of the way. So we were pretty good to do what we had to do there. So every now and again, his mom would come down to vacuum his room. And of course, it was the late 70s, early 80s. So
all you would hear is
yeah, because he had the shag carpet, right? So we could see the seeds that fell on the floor, but there would just be fucking seeds everywhere, and you just hear a little ticks coming up in the vacuum cleaner, and his mom never
didn't know. She's like, why you got so many damn rocks in your room?
Yeah,
what's wrong with all these pebbles in the carpet?
Used to blow our minds a little bit, but
that's funny. Yeah, if I had, oh my goodness, I'm telling you, if I would have kept all the seeds,
Hey, Lori.
I think I got bags and at points in my life there was more seeds than there was flour. Like you were picking the leaves of flour out of the seeds and stems to smoke.
I wouldn't be surprised if you threw it on the scale that wasn't close to being true.
Good morning,
You know what I
Dave.
mean?
How are you?
The
Lori,
seeds are pretty
waking
heavy.
up. Yeah,
So,
I'm telling you,
you know,
the brown, man, I hated that brown shit, bro. Oh, I didn't hate it because it was all you could get,
you
So
didn't
you
know
were
any
like,
better.
all right, I'll
Yeah.
take it, whatever it is, I'll take it. But you'd be there for 40 minutes just pulling the seeds up the side of the record album,
Yep.
letting the weed fall and letting the seeds fall, and you'd be like,
All the young folks wouldn't even understand that.
bitch, man. No, they don't even
No.
have seeds nowadays. They're like, what are you guys talking about, seeds?
Listen, if I find one seed or two seeds a year, that's like, wow.
I've been blessed this year. I found like 4, but 2 were successful last year. I mean, and now this year I found 2, and one so far has gone well. The other one,
Our Facebook user got stuck smoking that shit down in Brazil.
I don't know who Facebook user is, but I'm so sorry.
Well,
welcome.
If you think about it, right down in South America, I mean, cannabis has been a part of culture for thousands of years. So
you just put the commercial up, bro. 5 seconds and we're going to commercial, everybody. 5 seconds. And no 420 song. It's not.
Badger Heart Puppetry. Badger Heart Puppetry. Badger Heart Puppetry. If you need some kick-ass puppets, contact Thorge at 1-636-234-1535. He has all your puppet needs. He can fix puppets, build puppets, custom-made puppets. He has puppets off the rack for cheap prices. Contact Thorge today at 1-636-234-1535 or on TikTok or Facebook at Badger Heart Puppetry. He also makes LARPing items too.
WTHC Radio presents The Overnight Session with DJ Bodylocks.
There it is, Sean.
Till 4 a.m. Packing lungs with the hacker from 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. Wake and bake with Becca Beats from 8 a.m. until noon.
Hey,
The Cannabis Chronicles with Da.Hippie and DoktorHigh from noon until 2 p.m. Afternoon Buzz with Da.Hippie from 2 p.m. until 8 p.m.
We're reaching up in the world, bro.
With Da.Hippie and NV from 8 p.m. until 10 p.m. The Overcast with NV from 10 p.m. until midnight. WTHC Digital Broadcasting, made by stoners for stoners.
Are you in the Ellensville or Middletown, New York area? Revamp your space with Collins Paints Ltd. Ugly walls? Let Collins Paints Ltd. add a splash of color to your world. Collins Painting is a veteran-owned and operated business. They can transform your space to whatever your heart desires. Say goodbye to the boring beige and hello to possibilities of bright and vibrant colors. The Collins Painting team are a group of skilled professional painters who will turn your vision into reality. Call Collins Paint Ltd. today to get a fast and easy quote. Available Monday through Fridays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call them at 845-869-8176.
Hey, Mrs. Hippie, why don't we take a ride to Dauphin, PA today?
Dauphin? What's in Dauphin?
Bella's Badass Crystals.
Oh, but I thought you hang out with them on Facebook and on TikTok.
That's only on Mondays, Tuesdays, Saturdays, Sundays. Today I want to go there and pick up all my great finds.
That sounds like a great road trip. That's Bella's Badass Crystals on TikTok and Facebook, but you can also find them on the top of the mountain in Dauphin, PA.
They are badass.
This inspires me.
Check out all these great shows over there and make sure you hit that scan that little thing there.
Yeah, that's it. I mean, for all of you out there who spend your time with us daily, number one, we appreciate it tremendously.
Absolutely.
We'd have no reason to do this if it wasn't from you guys. But there is a ton of interesting content on CBG TV. Going back quite a way, there are some really, really intelligent individuals that are creating content over there. You know, I mean, you can dive deep into specific strains. You know, there are reviews there that are interesting. They have the show with the veterans now. That's just started over there. You've got Al with the Space Radio Network, Psychedelics and Cannabis Education.
Yep.
So, you know, there's some really great programming, and when you have the time and you feel like soaking up a little cannabis content, it's a great place to go.
And I heard they have a really cool show called WTHC, the Cannabis Chronicles, over there now.
Well, I haven't heard of the WTHC, the Cannabis Chronicles, but I've heard of the Cannabis Chronicles on WTHC.
Oh, the Cannabis Chronicles on WTHC. My apologies. I apologize. As it was backwards.
Huh?
I didn't realize I said it backwards.
That's all what it is. Happy Halloween, stoners.
Thank you.
Nice.
Right.
Yeah, so Tish says her husband transitioned 10 years ago. Transitioned to cannabis?
Here we go again. I
don't get it.
I don't get it.
I don't get it either, to tell you the truth.
You got Temu Wi-Fi, bro.
I got, you know, and the thing is, I got extremely fast Wi-Fi. So I hesitate to believe that it might be this computer that's a piece of crap.
It might be the 1970s computer that you're using.
Well, it's actually 2013, but that's still, I mean, in computer and the advancement of technology, 2013 might as well be 1989. You know what I mean?
Yeah. About the same.
Oh, the producer, Garrett, says I should be restarting my computer every day right before I come into the studio. But I'm always working on it right up until I come into the studio. So I don't know. But yeah.
Anyway, so what were we talking about before our commercial break?
Seeds.
Seeds, right?
We were talking about seeds, and I saw up here that Kay was saying that she definitely knows the struggle. Seeds are like gold now. And you know, it's
I heard rumors about $70 a seed. Some strains can bring
more.
Wow.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how. Yeah. I don't know how Ken is going to afford to give me so many tomorrow.
I don't know. But yeah, I mean, certain genetics, right, are sought after, and you might just have the one person that's making that strain, and what happens is they gain this reputation. Like, let's say a hip-hop artist writes a song about this particular strain or mentions this strain in a song.
Right.
Well, of course, now everybody wants to try that strain, like the Bel Air Kush, you know?
Sure.
So if you're the only guy that holds Bel Air Kush genetics and seeds, even if you're a breeder, it's not like you got a million of them. You know what I mean? So they have value. It's like a fine wine, right? A certain vintage of wine. There are bottles of wine that you can pay, you know, easily $5,000 for, but there are bottles of wine you can pay $25,000 for too. So, you know, it's the same idea.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to our friend. A friend of ours has reached out to me and told me that they will be giving me some seeds, or I'm purchasing some seeds off of them. But I also need to talk to you. I mean, not for a little while, right? Because we don't need to pick up my clones until when? March? Is that, or before March? So
yeah,
for March.
Well, you're going to be able to go outdoors. I'm going to say fairly safe. Probably the third week of May. Right? May. Yeah, the third week of May is probably a safe time to plan for. So therefore, you'd want to probably pick up your clones. You can pick them up probably in April, end of March, early April, and then get them to the point where you are now, not where Felipe is now.
Right, Felipe.
So,
this is all Felipe stuff.
Yeah, if Felipe's plant is in the condition that it
Felipe
is,
just lives just over the border in New York, and I go over there a lot. And
yeah,
he brings the plant to me a lot so that I can help him learn to grow
just
it.
because there's better air in Pennsylvania.
Right.
Quality
air.
Cleaner mountain air,
Yeah, fresh mountain air.
Up there at 1699 River Road in the Pocono Mountains.
Right. Don't give out my address.
Oh, shit. Sorry. That wasn't intentional.
Man.
But
anyway.
if Felipe's plant is in the condition yours is in now, not flowering, obviously, but at that size,
right?
When you go outdoors and then you go directly into
Wait a minute. Simmer down now. Simmer down. When I go for 25 next year,
yeah,
I have to get them to 25 of them to this size before I can.
No, you don't have to.
Oh.
No, you don't have to.
Crap, my whole house is going to be covered with plants.
No, really, all you'll want to do is get them to, let's say, 6 or 7 inches, just so you have a good root mass.
So they're strong enough to stand up to a wind.
Yeah, in that first pot, right?
That reminds me, DoktorHigh, I have breaking news. So I didn't realize how rainy and windy it was here yesterday.
Okay.
So I'm in here working away. My wife comes in with this smile on her face, and I look at her, and I'm like, something's fishy because she don't ever smile. I'm like,
Mrs. Hippie.
What's up, Mrs. Hippie? What's wrong? And she said, you didn't see? And I said, no. And she said, a tree fell.
Oh, shit.
I said, a tree fell? She said, yeah, one of the dead trees that's in our front yard fell. And she didn't. She just kind of smiled and walked away. And I got off the air. Once I was off the air, I went out to go look, and she was right. A tree fell right on top of my trailer.
On your trailer?
On my trailer with no insurance on it, just sitting in my driveway.
Oh.
Yeah. I have a car on the other side with a blown motor. The tree could have happily fell on that fucker, and I would have been thrilled.
Oh.
Insured and ready. No. It decides to fall on the other side. Or it could have fell on the house. I would have been thrilled. Been out of here.
Because the house is insured, but the trailer is not.
The trailer, the only thing in my damn yard not insured is that one trailer, because I haven't used it in a couple of years. I said, we'll take it off the road, and then I go out this morning now that it's daylight, and it's actually 2 trees. The bigger tree broke, fell into the other tree right next to it, which then broke and fell. And so 2 trees landed on my trailer with no insurance. No, I haven't gotten out there to climb around the trees to go see how much damage is done to the other side of the trailer where the heavy damage could be, because it only looks like some branches and shit on the top. I'm not happy. I'm not a happy guy. I was planning on selling that trailer. That was the one that you could fit cars in, and it was enclosed. It was an enclosed car trailer.
It was like a car hauler.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yeah. That was what I used to clean out my lockers when I did the lockers and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Luckily, I have a second one over on the other side of the yard that it's still in all right shape. But this one.
And Mississippi just gave you a grin.
Yeah, because she knew it was mine, and she didn't give a fuck. And she was just like, your truck is broken. Thank God it didn't hit my van, which was only like 10 feet the other way.
Yeah, it's crazy how that happens. The very first time I went to go visit,
it wasn't even that windy.
It doesn't necessarily take a lot, right? If the trees are
rotten. Yeah, they were rotten. They've been rotten forever.
Yeah, that's why you got to come down when they're in that condition.
Well, they did.
Safer. You know what I mean? I saw that happen at my mom's last year, where it destroyed her minivan when a tree that was in the backyard wasn't fully dead, but it had one really big branch that was quite rotten and obviously dead, right? Well, everything else.
Have a great day, Miss Tish.
Brown and dead. Come right down, smashed through the window of her minivan, the windshield, and one of the broken branches. It was actually heavy enough to pierce right through the hood. So, So I've seen it. And then a few years ago, I was at my dad's in Edmonton. And we're standing in the kitchen, and there was a storm coming in. You could see things changing. And we stood there and watched out the kitchen window as the tree in his backyard slowly teetered right over onto his neighbor's garage and made a big old smash right in the edge of it. And it was horrible. But
yeah, well, that's what happened with me last night. So I didn't get to see the complete. I still haven't seen the complete damage because I was on the air here at 8 a.m. But one of my longer songs, I went out there and I kind of looked out the window and walked out onto the deck, and I seen that it's definitely 2 trees, and I got 2 half trees. One's like 8 feet tall now, and the other one's like 10 feet tall. And I got to figure I got to cut those down because they look stupid. And now I got a whole bunch
kind of guy.
No. I'm a puppet, man. You know how fast this shit would fluff up? I'd be gone in a second. I don't play with
imagine how the vibration would feel on your new toy.
Chainsaws, lawnmowers, weed whackers. Not my thing.
Stay away from all those, eh?
Yeah. And fire. I don't like fire.
But thank God you got a young son there who wants to be in the landscaping world.
I think he moved out yesterday. He got in a fight with his sister, and he was like, I'm done, and he moved out. I was like, all right, take care, peace.
Yeah.
1 down, 1 to go. Another town and 1 more show.
So I just want to tell Tish to have a great time in Atlanta at the Canna Globe show or event. Tell Marty Hale that DoktorHigh says hello, and anytime I'm willing to step up and talk to the Canna Globe people about cannabis, because I know there are many there who aren't, but
this guy with his fucking commercials, what the fuck?
No, it's the Zen Moment with Zen Wushu.
Oh, Zen Moment, everybody, welcome. Get ready for the Zen Moment. Sorry, Garrett, I didn't mean that. I overreacted.
1 o'clock will be our Zen Moment. Thanks for joining us, Kay. Have a great day.
Tú quieres, mami, se le viran los ojos, la miro y se relambe, el pinta labios rojos, esa cintura suelta.
Original ganja man, real herbalist, only street vice production. Strictly ganja, on n'a pas peur de la police. On continue à consommer le cannabis. Strictly ganja, ils devraient la légaliser. Passer à autre chose, arrêtez de nous faire chier. Strictly ganja, on n'a pas peur de la police. On continue à consommer le cannabis. Strictly ganja, ils devraient la légaliser. Passer à autre chose, arrêtez de nous faire chier. J'compte plus les fois où j'ai été à Amsterdam pour pécho de la bonne weed, pas pour pécho de la cam. J'compte plus les fois où j'ai été à Amsterdam. J't'avoue la première fois elle m'a pété le crâne. Prépare le chalice, uniquement 2 gouttes, 7 milliards, faut que tu le remplisses.
That was your Zen Wushu moment.
Your Zen moment for the day. Yeah. I love what he does. I'm just captivated by him. You know what I mean? And I'll tell you what, like I've talked to him. We had a really long conversation there about a week ago. A couple of hours maybe we were on the phone. And he's just a great guy. You know what I mean? Like a great guy, but so artistic and talented and creative and so many of the things that I don't have in me. You know what I mean? So I admire that in him. And I'm really happy that he likes to contribute content for our enjoyment.
Yeah, I think I'm in trouble now that I mentioned. Oh, did you send it to him?
What's that?
You were supposed to send him our decal and our Cannabis Chronicles.
Did you see during the Zen Moment that there are little flashes in between the clips that come up and say Zen Wushu, Zen Nation?
No, I didn't notice. I mean, but I didn't notice our stuff, but I wasn't really kind of looking, I guess, until just now I thought about it.
No, because I created them all the same day. So all the logos that I sent you for the Cannabis Chronicles that we can use, I sent some of them to Zen so that he can put them into his videos. But I also created for him a bunch of little screens that can pop up that support his Zen Nation crew. You know, it's hashtag Zen Nation crew, right? Zen Wushu. So those are the little ones you see popping up in between the videos are the ones I sent him. So yeah, I did send them to him. He actually sent me, I spent probably an hour or more this morning. I downloaded 38 videos from Zen he sent me yesterday.
Wow.
Yeah, like
no wonder your computer's working in slow motion, bro.
Yeah. Yeah, I downloaded like 38 of his videos this morning. So
Garrett, can you please explain to DoktorHigh that you can't do that?
Well, no, I did them all one at a time.
When you get an opportunity. Yeah, but you can't have all on your computer, especially if it's
you can't do that.
Yeah, see, that's not you have to get something else and put it all onto your Xbox or something.
Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. We'll figure it out. But oh, here we go.
What did we do?
Just to reinforce that statement, I had to freeze up.
Right. Everybody stay tuned. Sometime today, Muck Sticky is making a huge announcement. I don't know what time or where, but he will be on Instagram or one of those platforms. He's got a big announcement today. I think he's going to be doing a show somewhere.
Oh, nice.
Another show coming out.
Well, I really kind of hope that this comes together up there at Tailored Herbs and Concentrates next summer, because I think that would be a hell of a good time.
Oh, absolutely.
You know? I think it would be a really good time. So I hope that it materializes for sure. I was actually so interested. I was looking at the drive.
How many hours?
9 hours and 10 minutes for me.
Oh, that's fucking cake.
You know, 9 hours and 10 minutes. So not too bad.
Take me about 9 hours to get to you, and then we'll go together from there.
Would it take you 9 hours to get to me from Pennsylvania?
Yeah, probably. It used to when I lived on Long Island, and I used to drive up to Saranac Lake.
Yeah,
it was a 9 hour ride, and I figure I'm about the same level as Long Island, just different. And it would be, about the same ride up. So
right.
I would think it's going to be about 9 hours to there, maybe 10 hours to Montreal, and then from Montreal up. But I'm not flying, so I'm driving no matter what. So whether I'm driving 4 days in advance and I'm stopping
he says.
whether I'm driving 4 days in advance and I'm stopping every night and staying at a shady motel or whatever, or in my limousine.
Hello, buddy.
But I am not flying, so don't.
No limousines.
These wings don't work.
See, I love to fly. It doesn't bother me at all. But it's not cheap here in Canada, right? Flying is it's
now,
ridiculous.
If I could find a choo-choo train, I would go choo-choo train.
Oh, I bet you could. Amtrak to the border and then Via Rail on this side.
Yeah, that might be my way.
Yeah, Canada's pretty nice.
Then I could get one of them sleeping cars and sleep in there if I need to sleep. It might be a 2-day trip. I don't know.
Yeah, it's very, very interesting, actually. You're just making me open up my phone, hippie.
I'm sorry.
Because I'm curious now.
Don't use any more Wi-Fi, Garrett. Can you please tell this guy that he can't use extra Wi-Fi while he's on the phone?
All right, I'll turn off my Wi-Fi and I'll go with
5G or something, because you're just going to delay us. I'm having a hard time breathing with my mask on here. It's starting.
Are you?
You traveled from Virginia to Louisiana on Amtrak. Yeah, see, I think I would love to do like a train ride from here to Canada. You can go. I can handle the crowd.
No, but now it's not simple as opening the door.
Right.
You know what I mean?
A long walk.
Yeah, it's
even an hour or so.
A whole different ball game. Well, not an hour, but
But he was like, yeah, once we go, I know I'm walking for a while too. So he's like, hey,
Yeah.
spider hippie.
Worst comes to worst, if he keeps it up, I will.
The spider hippie. Yes, that's me.
I will have to put him out on the balcony.
Happy Halloween to everybody out there. I hope you have a great, safe Halloween. Make sure you check your kids' candy for drugs. Make sure nobody's slipping them the old Mickey. And if they do, send it to the hippie. I will taste test it and make sure it's okay. Can't guarantee you'll get it back. Man, my schlong keeps hitting the mouse today. I just said spider hippie up there. I don't know, unless Garrett's doing that shit.
That's funny.
Edibles are too expensive. Oh, you keep scaring the shit out of me, Garrett. I'm like, damn, I've never had this many issues with my cock before.
What?
Well, I have chafing and herpes at one time, but that's a different story for a different time.
Herpes and that chafing one time.
What are you doing over there, bro? You looking up Amtrak?
I'm trying to figure out how to take the train and how long it takes.
Oh my God, we're on TV, man. This is not the time to be checking out your phone. You got me
distracted, boy. You got me distracted. Because I think it would be a blast.
Yeah, especially if we could catch up and go on the same train together at that point, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, we might have to sit on opposite sides to keep it on all wheels, but
keep it on all wheels.
Yeah, yeah, because we're both on the same side. That train might be just a little bit.
We're gonna be leaning to the left. That's what you have to do on TikTok anyway. So you lean to the left to smoke.
I actually got given a bag of weed on a train one time.
Nice. Hopefully we can do that again.
It was pretty funny because I used to take the train a lot from Windsor, which is right across the river from Detroit, to Toronto, because back in the day I worked in the club world, let's say, and there were a couple of girls I knew that used to work up in Toronto and did a duo show, but they didn't like to travel alone when they did the show. So I would travel with them. I would go to Toronto for the week while they were doing the show and take care of, Polaroids and things like that for them. You know what I mean? And we used to go quite regularly. And one time we were coming back on the train, and there were a bunch of students from a college in Michigan that was like an automotive school, right? Where they learned, like, I don't know if it was drafting or automotive design or something like that. Anyway. And they had the auto show in Toronto. So this class had gone to Toronto. And I mean, they were all young adults, right? College age kids, 19, 20, 21, whatever. And at some point, I see the teacher of this course, or whoever was responsible for these students, take a bag of weed away from one of the students. And I'm like, well, that's kind of crazy. So at some point, that teacher walked by me, and I'm like, hey, why did you take the kid's weed from him? And the teacher pulls it out of his pocket. He says, here, do you want it? I'm like, well, yeah, I'll take it.
Bastards.
You know what I mean? So we actually rolled a joint and smoked it right on the train. It was something, because they don't have, back then, they had like one, what would you call them?
Smoking cars?
They had smoking cars, yeah, but you had one, not a conductor, but the guy who takes the drinks around and checks your ticket and stuff. I guess a conductor, right?
Concierge.
And he had the whole train to worry about. So there was plenty of time once he passed by to burn one. And when he come back, nobody would know where the hell the smell came from. So we smoked right on the train. And when them students were leaving, when we were getting off the train in Windsor, I slipped that bag back to the kid. So I really only smoked a joint of his weed, but
nice.
Kind of funny.
He's fucking happy because he's like, I got my bag back. Thank God. That guy was wonderful, and he only stole a couple buds.
Yeah, I just took a joint. That's all. But yeah, that was interesting. But I used to like to travel by train. sure.
He has to. When I was a kid, I grew up on Long Island. All of our traveling to New York was train-wise. We would get on the Long Island Railroad and just whoop right into New York City to all the concerts, all the big shows.
Yeah, because you can avoid all that traffic on the road.
Absolutely, and it's like an hour, but you're like, whoom, you're in there. You got to stop a couple times.
And let's face it, if you're going to concerts, you were probably high by the time you got on the train.
We took the acid before we left.
God, so much of that, to go to concerts in our day.
By the time we got to the concert, the acid started to kick in.
Yeah.
We were smoking joints and hanging out, walking around Madison Square Garden for the next 5 or 6 hours, just partying and hanging out. And then we'd head in.
I never got to go to Madison Square Garden. We used to go to Cobo Hall and Joe Louis Arena in Detroit.
Grateful Dead would start.
Shows,
it took me personally 10 hours. Curly Kell 12 hours. Lori an hour, I think, an hour and a half, maybe 2 hours. Curly Kell drove from New York down to Pennsylvania. We got me and my daughter, and then we moved from there to Lori, which was like a 6 or 7 hour ride, I think, something like that, 6 hours. And then we got Lori, and then we went up from there to OVDJ Campout.
Yeah, you guys look like you had a blast at that event.
Oh my God, I can't wait.
Look at all the cool people you met there that are now becoming part of your world, right?
We're combining families.
And, I mean, it's super cool. Like this is the
my
way.
God, shout out to Matt Cooper, man, this morning. And all of his friends, for fuck's sake, I couldn't keep up. Every time I looked at my phone, I had 30 new followers, all shared by Matt Cooper. Matthew Cooper. Shout out to Matthew Cooper and all of his friends that have joined us. Thank you so very much. Yeah.
Very cool. Yeah, I'm so disappointed in myself yesterday. I was so off the ball.
Me
just
too.
Not like myself, but you must have seen that, right? Like,
I saw it. It was driving me nuts.
Yeah, I
have a mask on today so people don't know that it was me. It was like that was our first show on CBG TV, and I'm like,
well, actually, it wasn't. So,
today, great.
Today is, thank goodness, because I think today is better than yesterday.
I look like a disgruntled Spider-Man here.
I almost feel like I didn't do Matthew justice yesterday, so I'm going to want to have him back for sure. Because
he turned me down. He was like, that guy's a douche.
My train of thought, I was so
I'm kidding.
Discombobulated with the way that the technology was working yesterday that I just couldn't get my mind on the cannabis.
I don't know I don't know. I could be wrong, but I think Al is going to give us a day or two to get this shit figured out before he kicks us off CBG TV.
Yeah. Hopefully.
I think we'll be okay.
Hopefully.
Yesterday, technically, it was his fault, right? Or did we do something wrong?
No, there was
a miscommunication in digits.
Yeah, it was a glitch with the keys.
Happy commercial time, everybody.
Commercial break. See you on the other side.
How's it going back?
Badger Heart Puppetry. Badger Heart Puppetry. Badger Heart Puppetry. If you need some kick-ass puppets, contact Forge at 1-636-234-1535. He has all your puppet needs. He can fix puppets, build puppets, custom-made puppets. He has puppets off the rack for cheap prices. Contact Forge today at 1-636-234-1535 or on TikTok or Facebook at Badger Heart Puppetry. He also makes LARPing items too.
WTHC Radio presents The Overnight Session with DJ Bodylocks from midnight till 4 a.m. Hacking Lungs with Da Hacker from 4 a.m. to 8 a.m. Wake and Bake with Becca Beats from 8 a.m. until noon. The Cannabis Chronicles with Da.Hippie and DoktorHigh from noon until 2 p.m. Afternoon Buzz with Da.Hippie from 2 p.m. until 8 p.m. In the Clouds with Da.Hippie and NV from 8 p.m. until 10 p.m. The Overcast with NV from 10 p.m. until midnight. WTHC Digital Broadcasting. Made by stoners for stoners.
Are you in the Ellensville or Middletown, New York area? Revamp your space with Collins Paints Ltd. Ugly walls? Let Collins Paints Ltd. add a splash of color to your world. Collins Painting is a veteran-owned and operated business. They can transform your space to whatever your heart desires. Say goodbye to the boring beige and hello to possibilities of bright and vibrant colors. The Collins Painting team are a group of skilled professional painters who will turn your vision into reality. Call Collins Painting Ltd. today to get a fast and easy quote. Available Monday through Fridays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call them at 845-869-8176.
Hey, Mrs. Hippie, why don't we take a ride to Dauphin, PA today?
Dauphin? What's in Dauphin?
Bella's badass crystals.
Oh, but I thought you hang out with them on Facebook and on TikTok.
That's only on Mondays, Tuesdays, Saturdays, Sundays. Today I want to go there and pick up all my great finds.
That sounds like a great road trip. That's Bella's Badass Crystals on TikTok and Facebook, but you can also find them on the top of the mountain in Dauphin, PA.
They are badass.
Said what you need, I got that Gucci green. You say you need a bag, just know it ain't cheap, ho. Said what you need, I got that Gucci green. You say you need a bag, just know it ain't cheap, ho. I'm rolling deep, got Nikes on my feet. All these hundreds in my pockets make my body go weak. What you need, hit me up, I can make your life complete. Just dial my number, leave a fucking message at the beep. This is heat, and you know it, say capiche. And we golden, we go into uncharted territories that they ain't showing. But I'ma do it different, me and my team on a mission. Throwing shots back, come visit the clinic. Doctor, please fill my prescription. Give them what they want, even if they didn't ask for it. Feeling like a Don, smoking Cuban with no passport. Luxuries, exotic, I got it. Fuck with me, bitch, please, don't want no problem, cause you know I'm psychotic. Said what you need, I got that Gucci green. You say you need a bag, no it ain't cheap, ho. Said what you need, I got that Gucci green. You say you need a bag, just know it ain't cheap, ho. Said what you need, I got that Gucci green. You say you need a bag, just know it ain't cheap, ho. Said what you need, I got that Gucci green. You say you need a bag, just know it ain't cheap, ho. This life I'm living is something I could never envision. Just push your limits, you'll get it, I promise you'll get it. I started from the bottom, smoking roach after roach. It ain't no problem, more fire than lava. I'm the king of the jungle, my name Mufasa, lion roaring like a monster. This the appetizer, you my main course, and that's how can you tell me that this ain't fuego? They know, that's why they be screaming out my name. Oh, hey, yo, this that shit. Grab a 40 and a split, light it up, let's get trippy up in this bitch. No, I'm not one for quitting, I'm too legit. That's why I said he be making hits. Coincidence? Not likely, but what's the difference? Nothing, bitch. So, I'ma ask you one more time, what you need? Ready for anything, don't fuck with my company. R.I.P. to this beat, Gucci green, the best thing you ever seen. Waking up at the crack it down for a G, you a fee. Said what you need, I got that Gucci green. You said you need a bag, just know
Happy Halloween, everybody out there. Thanks for joining us.
That Gucci green. You say you need a bag, just know it ain't cheap, ho. Said what you need, I got that Gucci green. You say you need a bag, just know it ain't cheap, ho. Said what you need, I got that Gucci green. You say you need a bag, just know it ain't cheap, ho.
He got up and walked away.
It's almost over. We're booting him. He's gone. I'm just kidding.
WTHC, we're back. Happy 420 to everybody out there. Dr. High had to go potty, so I'm in charge. Everybody. Relax. Everything's under control. Oh, here he comes. Damn it.
I just put my dog out on the balcony because he's still at the door crying. So if he really has to do any business, he can do it out there.
The worst comes to worst, you'll just have to clean it up later.
Yeah, it's no big deal. I got a massive balcony here. The place, it's probably 25, 30 feet long and 7 feet wide. It's huge.
We have so much stuff here. Garrett, get rid of some of the stuff across this bottom bar here. I think that makes us lag.
What's that?
All this stuff going across the bottom here. Because
I don't know. I don't know. Kelly wants to show us her costume.
I don't even know if we have room. We have so many boxes across the bottom here. I don't even know if we can bring anybody up.
What are you dressed up as, Kelly? Curly Cal? Are you dressed up as Curly Cal?
She looks like Molly from the Big Comfy Couch.
The Big Comfy Couch. I remember that when my kids were little.
Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. I remember that. Oh, nice.
Anyway, we should probably talk about weed.
Weed?
Yeah.
Well, I think Garrett said we had some questions earlier.
You know what I got to say?
What?
I saw another story yesterday about Ohio again.
Okay.
I don't have it here, but let me see if I can find it.
What was it relating to? Do you remember?
No. Now
Loki boy, you got to go out. Go at the back. A pumpkin bat. Is that the sort of thing that you use when you go around the neighborhood and break people's pumpkins on their porch? Is that what the pumpkin bat is? What changes or trends have I observed in the industry since I began working in it? Actually, the sad part is since working in the legal industry, I've kind of been disappointed because I've come to understand that the culture isn't what I expected it to be, right? It's too corporate. It's not enough of the cannabis culture and too much of the business culture. And I just don't find that they go well hand in hand. So, that's probably the thing about it that I noticed the most was that I just didn't enjoy so much. I mean, I love working with the plant. I love everything to do with cannabis, but to have to deal with the corporate side of it was not always the best. Is that the story you're looking for?
No, but this is a good one. In Franklin County, Maine, 4 law enforcement officers and several city officials are accused of aiding an illegal cannabis operation. The unfolding conspiracy reveals potential connections and aid provided to the multi-million-dollar illegal enterprise. At the center of the storm is Lucas Surroy.
Shirwat.
Yeah, that's what I said.
The alleged leader of a $13 million clandestine cannabis network. Federal agents and Maine State Police targeted and raided multiple locations linked to Shirwat in Framingham or Farmington, I can't read that part, and other Franklin County regions. The culmination of these extensive investigations was the indictment of 11 people and 3 businesses associated with a federal grand jury. So what were they actually doing? However, according to High Times article, 2 former law enforcement officials, Kevin LeMay of Farmington and James McLam of Auburn, were recently cleared of federal charges. They had faced allegations of using government resources to aid the illegal cannabis outfit, but a court found insufficient evidence to prove their knowledge or intent of affecting a grand jury future investigations into the affair. But what were they actually doing?
I don't know. You're reading it. despite their acquittals, the others.
Yeah, it's not saying exactly what they were up to. I mean, how were they aiding this this cannabis operation? Were they aiding it just by looking the other way and allowing it to continue, or were they actually involved somehow?
Don't say.
Huh. Well, that is interesting. So what about the story for Ohio?
Hold on, bro. You think I'm just some sort of super?
Of course, November 7th, everybody out there in the Ohio area, you need to get out and vote on Proposition 2, is it?
Yep. Vote yes on 2.
Yes on 2. Oh, I like that. That's a great sign for the state.
Oh, yeah, I love it. All right, start reading, bro.
Okay, it says the legalization of recreational weed is up for vote in the Buckeye State. Election day is approaching in Ohio, and residents of the battleground state have the opportunity to approve Issue 2, the proposed ballot measure sponsored by the Coalition to Regulate Marijuana Like Alcohol would allow adults over 21 years old to possess 2.5 ounces of cannabis and up to 15 grams of cannabis concentrates for recreational use. Additionally, the ballot proposal would allow adults to cultivate in their homes and usher in the state's Division of Cannabis Control to oversee the industry. Ohioans still have time to cast their ballots, but polling indicates nearly 60% of registered voters intend to vote in favor of Issue 2. If voting results match preliminary polling outcomes, Ohio would become the 24th state to step into the legalized adult use cannabis market. We are proposing to regulate marijuana for adult use, just like we do alcohol, said Tom Heron, a corporate lawyer dubbed the face of marijuana legalization in Ohio by Cleveland Magazine. Our proposal fixes a broken system while ensuring local control, keeping marijuana out of the hands of children and benefiting everyone. If Ohio voters approve Issue 2, the more conservatively governed state would turn heads leading into national election, especially given its influence in those elections. Polling results are promising, but it's going to be a push as prohibitionists are coming forward with misinformation and threats about trying to repeal a legal program should it pass. We hope the good people of Ohio see through the noise and cast their vote. Absolutely, because legal adult recreational use is so much better for society than prohibition is. There are many people that can be helped by cannabis. Of course, they are medically legal in Ohio, but there are many people who either don't feel comfortable going to a doctor, underrepresented by a doctor, and will still obtain the benefits of this. Plus, when you put alcohol and cannabis side by side, I mean, the scales are heavily in the cannabis favor as for the harm that the substance does to society. You know what I mean? Cannabis is much, much safer overall for society than alcohol ever has been or ever will be. Yeah. Alcohol is a blight on society. The majority of domestic abuse cases and things like that stem from the involvement of alcohol and the use of alcohol. So many people are killed in motor vehicle accidents because of alcohol. So many people die younger than they are supposed to die because of alcohol. And you don't see it on medical certificates because the cause of death is not usually alcohol, but it could be, cirrhosis of the liver.
Motor vehicle accident.
But there are other complications that alcohol causes in the physicality of people, especially alcoholism, that leads to death. But on that death certificate, it doesn't say that the death is related to alcohol, although I did see, I went through a certified alcohol and substance abuse counseling program. I became qualified to be a substance abuse counselor. I didn't do the practical part. So I never did become qualified because I needed 4,000 hours or something of that practical application within a clinical environment to get that certification, but I did the school part of it. So during that program, we were taught that 65% of all untimely death is a result of alcohol. Cannabis, death to cannabis. You know, I'm sure that people have done things from time to time while they're high after smoking weed that have resulted in their death. This is entirely possible, but statistically doesn't really exist, you know? So why people want to compare cannabis and alcohol to each other doesn't make any sense. You know, there's just really no correlation between the two substances at all. What do you think? No.
You don't want to read on? Okay, let me get rid of that. I think alcohol.
This changed into a different story.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Oh, yeah, I do want to read this one.
Thank you.
Okay, so study shows cannabis.
Hi, Lee Hacker.
How you doing, Lee? Just talking about Ohio. Studies show cannabis reduces COVID-19 mortality rates. Research is an aspect of the legalized cannabis industry that doesn't receive widespread attention, given the plant's status as a Schedule I drug under the Controlled Substances Act. Public disclosure surrounding cannabis research is often limited to anecdotal experiences and restricted studies. As a result, cannabis professionals remain cautious about making potentially false claims about the plant because it will surely not garner any favor with the Food and Drug Administration, Drug Enforcement Agency, and other governing bodies. With that said, a recent study presented at the annual meeting of the American College of Chest Physicians has many folks excited about the potential link between cannabis and lower mortality rates as it pertains to COVID-19. A team of researchers led by Dr. Siddiqui, I can't really make out his first and middle name, Dr. Siddiqui, has found that cannabis consumers who contracted COVID-19 had better outcomes and reduced mortality compared to non-cannabis consumers. Dr. Siddiqui and his colleagues analyzed the medical records of 32,214 patients, sorted their data into two groups depending on their cannabis usage. Once separated into two groups, researchers matched cannabis users with non-users one-to-one on age, race, gender, and 17 other comorbidities, including chronic lung disease. According to the study, ultimately, Dr. Siddiqui and his peers found that cannabis consumers who contracted COVID-19 had a mortality rate of 2.9%, while those who tested positive for COVID-19 and did not consume cannabis had a mortality rate of 13.5%. On some kind of analysis, I can't understand that word, cannabis users had significantly lower rates of intubation, 6.8% versus 12%, acute respiratory distress syndrome, 2.1% versus 6%, acute respiratory failure, looks like 25% versus 52%, and severe sepsis with multi-organ failure, 5.8% versus 12%. They also had lower in-hospital cardiac arrest, 1.2 versus 2.7, and mortality of 2.9 versus 13.5%, researchers wrote. It is important to note that those who use cannabis represent less than 1% of the initial pool of analyzed medical records. However, researchers are hopeful that this study will inspire other medical professionals to look further into the potential connection between cannabis and lower COVID-19 mortality rates. So that's pretty interesting. And actually, quite early in the COVID-19 pandemic, a university in Alberta, I believe Lethbridge, found that there was a relationship between cannabis use and COVID-19, where cannabis users could find some benefit there. And then another school in the States, might have been the University of Oregon, did a study that also resulted in very similar results. So It's very interesting, right?
Yeah, and I can attest to it. I had COVID like 5 times, and I'm still here, baby.
Yeah, I had it one time. That's for sure. Yeah.
Oh yeah, when you got kids that work and have to work out in the field, and they work with the public, and a wife who works in the public.
Oh, okay, now I'm glad you clarified that, because I was like, "What are you doing, putting your kids to work in the fields?"
No, in the fields, they're growing, they're cropping. It's harvest season.
Oh, your kids do that with the farms?
Yeah, they do it for my farm.
Oh,
I'm joking.
Maybe next summer.
Next summer, yes. No. I mean, like my daughter works at Kalahari, which is a big, huge water park resort, and so
that would be fun.
She's dealing with the public constantly,
right.
And so Kalahari sent home COVID a couple times, and
they didn't shut it down during COVID.
No.
Funny, eh?
No. You just had to wear a mask
in a water park,
in the pool,
right?
Yeah.
Well, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Because your face never gets wet when you go swimming.
No, not there.
Never. And those masks are probably really, really easy to breathe through once they are wet. So there's a great deal of logic behind it.
Yeah, well. Anyway, and then I had a wife who works in a field that did not shut down either. And so she had kids coming to her at a regular pace with COVID on a regular basis. So it came home quite often to my house.
Well, you know what, folks? Skip the COVID shot. Smoke more weed.
Yeah, I'm going to have to.
So.
It still sucked, though.
What's that?
COVID.
Oh, it's no fun, right?
Oh, it was horrible.
It's going to be with us now. It's not going to go away. You know what I mean? So we just have to learn to deal with it as a society. And now we're back to normal, really. So, the real question is, was it as severe as they made it out to be?
I don't know, a couple million people, 500,000 people dead, yeah, I guess.
Right, but when you start looking at things like the Spanish flu that happened in the early 1900s, where it wiped out 100 million people, that's serious, right? Like, this was serious. Yeah, absolutely, people passed, for sure. But did the government take advantage, and did all governments take advantage of this opportunity to change the way we interact with each other in order to divide us, right? Because it's much easier for the government to change their ways and the freedoms of the people if the people are isolated, right? If they're not able to band together, if they're not able to go out together. So, kind of interesting stuff. Makes you wonder.
Yeah. See?
Yeah, some people did pass from COVID. There's no doubt about it. I mean, it was no joke for a lot of people, but really, was it what they made it out to be? Did we really have to be restricted to the point that we were? So I don't think anybody's breaking in. I think the dog is just ready to go make his business. I did take him out already today, but I don't know. Hard to say. This apartment living isn't all it's cracked up to be. I was bitching at my wife, not at my wife, but to my wife last night when it was 10 o'clock at night and he was crying to go outside and it was freezing here. But we do what we got to do for the ones we love, right?
Right. Yeah.
That's just the way it is.
I hate it too, man. 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock at night, that last walk of the night, it's freezing, it's pitch black. You're like,
yeah.
I'm in the middle of the forest. I got big bears, lions, and tigers coming out looking
at me. You got a big dog.
I do.
So,
but she'd probably just roll over onto her back when my luck. Be like, yeah, here, come here, pet me.
Well, that's the thing, right? When it comes to bears, is you don't really have to outrun the bear. You just got to be able to outrun whoever you're with. And the dog would probably
unfortunately, I'm a large man who does not run very often.
Yeah,
so
the dog would probably have you peed on that account.
Yeah, the dog would be dragging my ass because I ain't letting go. No, you're going to stay here and fight, or we're going together.
You're going to protect me. My wife always tells me, if you and Loki were hanging off a cliff, David, I'm sorry. And she leaves it there.
Yeah, unfortunately, I had the same experience. Mrs. Hippie used to threaten my life, and the dog was going to live longer than me, but luckily the dog has passed on.
Well, I don't know if that's lucky, but
well, no, I mean, but the whole dog hated me. It used to bite my ass when we were having sex. It would not the dog, Mrs. Hippie and I.
Used to bite your ass. Mrs. Hippie used to bite your ass.
Yes.
No wonder you're interested in using cannabis rectally.
Right.
There seems to be a theme there with you.
No, did I tell you that Mrs. Hippie said no way?
No way.
She's not rubbing it in my anus.
Well, you got Curly Cal and Crazy Lori. They've all volunteered.
This is an hourly procedure.
An hourly procedure. Well, you can always do this.
I don't wanna. They keep saying that, but I'm like, no, that doesn't make sense.
That doesn't make sense.
Hell
no.
Hell no.
Curly says, hell no. But
I'm gonna end up having to go with the belly button, I think. I'm devastated.
You know, it's so interesting because, you know, when I think about it, there may have been a time that I did hear that once before, but I don't really recall it specifically. So that was really very interesting what Carrie brought to us about using the belly button as a method of delivery for your cannabinoids.
I'm going this week, I think, and I'm going to get a distillate and I'm going to squirt that shit in my belly.
Put yourself a Band-Aid over it, lay on your back.
I'm putting a whole half gram in there, though. I don't know how that's going to go. I'm just going to lay there for a few hours until it dries up, or it goes deep, deep, deep in, and you no longer see any because it's a big hole, man. That shit goes forever.
Jessica put into the chat suppositories, right? How you doing, Michael? Thanks for joining us.
Happy Halloween, buddy.
Legacy 420, which was one of the dispensaries I used to go to in Tyendinaga when I was living in Ontario, actually had rectal and vaginal suppositories.
See, I'm not going to be able to do the vaginal ones.
No, not likely. But apparently there's some evidence that
what does this guy keep
they
giving me
can be quite beneficial for
damn commercial, man.
Ladies prior to them having their period. It can really help address with some of the premenstrual issues that women have to deal with, right? Not that I can understand them or the hippie can.
Can I get one to put in Mrs. Hippie's mouth?
Well, that would just be called an edible then.
Oh, no, I wanted to just stay there and keep her to shut the hell up.
So why don't we run these last commercials and have Curly Kel come up and show us her costume?
Oh, come on.
We finish the show.
She's going to be on later.
Badger Heart Puppetry. Badger Heart Puppetry. Badger Heart Puppetry. If you need some kick-ass puppets, contact Forge at 1-636-234-1535. He has all your puppet needs. He can fix puppets, build puppets, custom-made puppets. He has puppets off the rack for cheap, cheap prices. Contact Forge today at 1-636-234-1535 or on TikTok or Facebook at Badger Heart Puppetry. He also makes LARPing items too.
WTHC Radio presents The Overnight Session with DJ Bodylocks from midnight till 4 a.m.
Ooh, you didn't play the other commercial.
With the Hacker from 4 a.m. to 8 a.m.
You ever seen Vern's ass? I haven't seen Vern's ass at all today.
8 a.m. until noon. The Cannabis Chronicles with Da.Hippie and DoktorHigh from noon until 2 p.m. Afternoon Buzz with Da.Hippie from 2 p.m. until 8 p.m.
Hey, Matt Cooper!
In the Clouds with Da.Hippie and NV from 8 p.m. until 10 p.m. The Overcast with NV from 10 p.m. until midnight. WTHC Digital Broadcasting made by stoners for stoners.
Are you in the Ellensville or Middletown, New York area? Revamp your space with Collins Paints Ltd. Ugly walls? Let Collins Paints Ltd. add a splash of color to your world. Collins Painting is a veteran-owned and operated business. They can transform your space to whatever your heart desires. Say goodbye to the boring beige and hello to possibilities of bright and vibrant colors. The Collins Painting Team are a group of skilled professional painters who will turn your vision into reality. Call Collins Paint Ltd. today to get a fast and easy quote. Available Monday through Fridays, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. Saturdays, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Call them at 845-869-8176.
Hey, Mrs. Hippie, why don't we take a ride to Dauphin, PA today?
Dauphin? What's in Dauphin?
Bella's badass crystals.
Oh, but I thought you hang out with them on Facebook and on TikTok.
That's only on Mondays, Tuesdays, Saturdays, Sundays. Today I want to go there and pick up all my great finds.
That sounds like a great road trip. That's Bella's Badass Crystals on TikTok and Facebook, but you can also find them at the top of the mountain in Dauphin, PA.
They are badass.
Nope, you're right, Hippie.
Where
I will fix that.
Burn.
Yeah, I don't know why that's missing. It's very strange, but it was more likely my error.
I blame Garrett.
Somehow.
No, I'll blame Garrett.
I will get that fixed.
Suck it up, Garrett.
Right away, I'll get that fixed up. Yeah, it's kind of strange. Yeah. You know, and I kind of noticed it yesterday, and I thought, maybe I was just, not paying attention or something, but
I thought we had it in 2 3s, not 1 6.
No, they're in 2 sets of 4, yeah.
Yeah, 2 4s, whatever. 2 4s.
Well, it was 2
That
4s.
was the same 4. That was the same 4 every time, all night tonight. This guy.
No. The first run was different because we had holistic health water, we had DoktorHigh, we had tailored herbs and concentrates. So there are, for some reason, Vern's is missing.
I'm Batman.
Spider Hippie.
I'm Batman.
Batman.
Welcome, everybody. We got about 9 minutes left, Dr. High. Less than that because we got to wait on Garrett to get the damn closing up.
Well, that's why I was saying it was a perfect time to see Curly Kel's costume.
Oh, Curly
Get us out the door.
Oh, goodness.
It's Halloween. We gotta enjoy some of the fruits of the day.
Isn't my costume good enough?
Yeah, it is. I see you every day. I never get to see Curly Kel.
Well, now I'm in the wrong area. Hold on.
I don't know. Maybe she'll be shy. Maybe she won't join us.
Curly Kel shy.
I don't know.
She was shy once when we first met her.
Oh, yeah?
Now we can't get her to shut up. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for being here today. You guys are amazing. Thank you to CBG TV for allowing us to come over here with our shenanigans.
Yes.
Tomorrow, everybody, make sure you're here. Ken Estes from Granddaddy Perp is going to be joining us for an hour or so.
Yep.
We're going to try to sucker him to stay that last half hour, though, right?
Oh, you know what? We got on the phone for a short conversation, and it went on for, like I said, at least an hour. So, once we get into it with Ken, I don't think the clock will be watched. Oh my goodness! Look who it is.
Who the hell put her up here? I was.
Hi.
How's it going?
Oh God.
I'm good.
Hi, Curly Kel. I miss you. Stand up so they can see your costume. Now I told her she needs to cut the little eyeballs out and put the dress out there.
And what would you put there into place? Weed leaves?
No, her boobies.
Oh, well.
Hi, Joey. Nice to meet you.
Look at that. You're ready to go, eh?
Yeah, she's all ready.
You can't see my whole. Can you see it all?
We can see all the way down to your kneecap.
Oh, that's awesome.
We cannot see your boots. Your sexy.
The pumpkin bat. What, you got the boots on too?
She's got boots on too.
Oh,
yes.
I can hear them clicking on the floor. Nice.
Yeah.
I was kind of confused what you meant when you said pumpkin bat, but it makes sense now.
Yeah, you can see it now. So you're going trick or treating tonight?
No.
Have you been? Do you have a restriction? Do you got to be back by 8, or are you good to go?
When's your curfew?
There's still good candy out at 9:30. Are you still able to pick it up?
Yeah, let's talk about that for a second, because a lot of places have like guidelines now. Like my community, we're from 4:00 in the afternoon till 8:00 at night, and you better have your ass home and in bed.
Here in Laverne, they do all of the trick or treating basically in the gym of the school now. They do a thing called trunk or treat, and then they used to do it on Main Street, and then now they moved it to the school. So I mean, like people still trick or treat, but everybody just goes there now.
Instead of having to freeze your ass off. Yeah.
I
We
tell
have,
you what,
we have the outlets over here by us. The outlets. It's all the different stores, you know, like the big stores outlets, and they do a very nice thing for everybody. So you can go to each store and trick or treat in each store and get stuff. And then,
nice.
You know, there's about 7,000 stores there.
Yeah, you know, like it's changed a lot since we were kids. Like it was really safe when we were kids, but now there's some crazy people out there in this world that. You know what I mean? Like it's just not safe like it used to be, I suppose, and that's why they're changing the way it's kind of done. But I was watching the news this morning, and they were saying that in the United States, Halloween has generated $12.5 billion this year. You know, between costume sales and candy sales and what people will spend going out to Halloween parties.
That reminds me, you guys gotta check out Muck. Just remembered, Muck is dressed up today. He is the Reverend Billy Graham.
Nice.
And he is all over it, man. He's killing it over there as the Reverend Billy Graham. As soon as he came in, I said, Billy Graham, but everybody was talking, so nobody could hear me. But
Billy Graham or Billy Graham?
The Reverend guy.
Oh, because Billy Graham would have fit perfectly with Muck Sticky. Would have to change it around just to Billy Graham.
Oh, a Graham, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Graham. You have me so confused. I'm like,
that's the play on words, man. You got to be quick when you're with Dr. High. You got to be quick. You got to be quick.
Every once in a while, you wake up and you come out with one.
Now that I got you in front of me, how was your trip to the dispensary? I know you put into the chat, you got some flour, you really liked it. The carts were good. Were those choices right for you? The stuff you picked up at the dispensary last week?
The flour, I want a hybrid. So the flour I got is more of an indica. So
okay. So it just makes you tired? You're not enjoying it as you do? You like indicas, right?
Yeah, I usually, but I want more energy. More, you know.
You want something more energizing than sleepy, right?
Yes.
How's the new doc?
What's that?
How's the new doctor? Good?
Oh, you're talking to Curly Cal.
Yes. Yes.
Oh.
Everything good.
Good. That's good.
The new doctor verified she's nuts, so it's good.
Well, we could have told her that. We've been telling her that.
The last lady wasn't as crazy as we thought. This one agrees she's nuts, so it's good.
Like your doctor should just be somebody you can talk to openly and honestly, who doesn't judge you, who really has your best interests at heart. That's really what a doctor should be. And when you find a doctor who doesn't take your needs as the priority, then it's time to look for another doctor.
Oh, it's also Michael Delier who said one of my teachers dressed up as Willie Nelson. It's awesome.
All right, I think we got to say goodbye because we're at 57, and I do not want to run over. I don't want to get fired.
We got to run our close now. We're on a time limit. It's nice to meet you face to face.
I want to thank everybody. All right, I want to thank everybody so very much for being here. Don't forget tomorrow, Ken Estes, tonight.
Bye.
Envy and I are hanging out. We're having a costume party, so come on by. You may win a prize if we think you're the coolest costume, I guess, or something like that. I don't know. We'll make the rules up as we go. I might just win because
knowing you, hippie, you'll be trying to give up the prize to the sexiest costume.
Yeah, of course. But Envy's going to try to make it fair. He'll make it fair. I'm going to be looking at the sexy ones.
Everybody, thanks for spending your time with us today. We really appreciate you take time out of your day to come by and listen to what we have to say, as crazy as it is sometimes or is off track. But that's what it's all about, right? Just to have a good time, talk about cannabis and in all its ways, and enjoy each other's company. So thank you so much. I want you to stay safe, stay stoned. Hippie, over to you. And then Garrett can roll the end credits for us.
I already did my part.
You already did your
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy
Thank
Halloween.
you again for being here. CBG TV. Go check them out.
Tonight, you can find those houses with the infused treats.
CBGTV.com. Go get it. I'm the only one watching right now. You suckers.
All right.
You gotta get your asses over there.
How can you watch it while you're doing the show?
Don't worry about it.
You multitasker.
I'm a professional.
You're a multitasker.
Green, just hang with me, and in one day we'll smoke more than you've ever